Hi, everybody. Welcome to No Doctor, Just Healthy. I'm glad you're here. I had an idea about doing a little video on seeds and nuts and oils that are actually really easy to use, really beneficial, and totally okay for your life. Totally. And then I started thinking about other things, and I'm kind of thinking I don't have the crowd that I wish I had on here. I wish I had a couple people that were actually um, doing some of the things I talk about to get healthy, because I know there's sick people out there that aren't doing anything about it. And even I'm guilty of cheating right now. That's why I have this extra belly right now, but it's going to be gone. It'll be gone pretty soon. I lost 85 pounds a couple of years ago, so I can lose it again. I've only got 30 pounds now, and this is like fresh fat, so it'll go away as soon as I get organized. But I don't know about you, but I am horribly addicted to carbohydrates, sugar. Oh God, I, I I count my carbohydrates every day, and I stay below 50. But I usually stay down around 20, especially when I'm trying to lose weight. You gotta get down around 20, and you'll lose weight. You can't help it. But so if I cheat a little bit, like somebody says, "Oh, here, have this bite of cookie." I have a bite of cookie. That might be 50, 75 carbs. It might be up that way. It might be like that, and that gets in my bloodstream. My blood sugar goes up, my insulin starts spraying, and all of a sudden my cravings start. This is you too. This is everybody. Your cravings get starting, and then when your cravings get going, you all of a sudden it makes it like, well, it's okay to have the rest of that cookie, the cookie that started this whole craziness. And I remember when I started cheating a year ago, um, it's awful because I had to be near dead to start doing it right. And now I'm not near dead. I'm still healthy. I'm just fatter now, but it's not going to last. It'll start ganging up on me, and it'll start showing up as something bad. But all my well, I think one thing that's different now that I don't go out of craziness is because I've straightened out my insulin. I don't think I'm as insulin resistant as I used to be. I think I'm pretty okay now, and that stuff we'll learn about if you want to talk about it. But but years ago, I had horrible migraine headaches. I was going to die. I was sure of it. It was like it hurt so bad. They hurt so bad that I was just gonna. I was just not going to make it. And one day, I, my business in Florida had collapsed because I couldn't function to work it because I made it work, but I couldn't make it go. I was getting subpoenas to go to court for my work because I did expert witness stuff. I go sit um, on a witness stand and tell juries, why something happened this way and not the way they were told it was going to happen. If it was mechanically related, I did all that. I had a really cool job. I loved it. I, I always get the biggest kick out of walking into the courtroom and or is it, our expert has arrived. I, was, I always felt good about it. I'm quite a gearhead, so people knew that. But anyways, I was failing, and I was failing really bad. And I couldn't do that stuff anymore. And I wasn't showing up at accidents. Like I said, I'd be there and I couldn't go because my migraines would knock me off my feet. And so, sure, people wanted to not use me anymore and all that kind of stuff. But I didn't care. I was just giving up. And that's sick. That's the kind of sickness I had to have to pay attention. Anyways, I moved out of Florida, went to Michigan to my son's house, where they kept me for a couple of years. I was so good because after a year, I thought I had to leave. That's what the original idea was. And my daughter-in-law come over. She says, "Can you stay for another year with us?" She says everything's being okay. Everything's fine. And I said, "Yeah, I really don't have anything going on." So, anyways, I was having these migraines, and my son said, "Hey, why don't you do something different?" And what do you mean? You do something drastically different, and because we can't stand hearing you groaning and stuff. And I guess I was a little boisterous when I'm in it because I was ready. I don't know why. I don't know why I didn't have a stroke and die or something because it was horrible. Plus, I couldn't have. I used to turn the TV down to like no volume. I mean, it just barely squeaks, and I'd turn the color down to where there was almost no picture, and that was too much activity for me. I couldn't see that. But anyways, so at that time, when he said try something different, he didn't have an idea. But I said, well, people are doing that Atkins diet all the time. I hear them talking about it all the time. He says, do it. He says, you can't live like you're living. And I was thinking, boy, oh boy, that guy sounds like me. He sounds like me. And I was pretty happy with that. But so I went out and I just I don't remember. I read a little bit of a book. I probably went to the library. Maybe it could have been in this library right here because I've been in this neighborhood for a long time now. Now that I've recovered and I got a place here and all that kind of stuff, and it's okay. I've been doing really well. I got a car. I'm driving like all over the place, totally living, and totally. And anyways, I talked to a couple of people that were doing the Atkins diet. Like maybe I was over here at the grocery store and talking to people. And I have a way of doing that. I talk a lot, and um, I started doing the Atkins diet that day. And basically, what that means is no more carbohydrates, no sugar. That means no bread, no French fries, no bread on your hamburger. I mean, stuff like that. No milkshake for a chaser. No alcohol. No what? No anything that turns into sugar is wrong. So things like gravy is wrong and you don't even know it. Things like peanut butter is too much carbs, and I still eat it, but too many carbs. And you can get like the no sugar kind. It kind of help you out. Matter of fact, there's a brand that I like called Santa Fe, and it's no sugar one. I think it's at Whole Foods. I like that one, but our closest Whole Foods is a long ways away, so I don't go there. But anyways, when I started the diet, I think I will say like one day, which means from now until I've slept and got up again to the same time the next day, that's a day. And I woke up and I didn't have a symptom, which is okay, because I there was many days that I didn't have a symptom, like 2 or 3 a week. but then I ate the next day. I ate. I was eating those meat, jerky, beef jerky sticks and stuff because there's zero carbs, no sugar, zero. So you can eat those. And and I got to say, back then it was around 1990. It was so limited on what you could buy because everything is polluted. Everything has way too much sugar in it. Everything turns into sugar. I mean, that's the way that everything used to be made. Um, and I eat all organic now. People say, "Oh, that's so expensive," and I say, "Well, you know what? I'm worth it." But it's okay because once you start understanding how much stuff we're consuming that is sick, we quit consuming. You can quit consuming it. Now, just imagine. Now, I didn't start till I was 70 fixing this stuff. I did start with the Atkins earlier, like in 1990. I was probably 60 then, but it only lasted for 6 months or 9 months. Uh, and it really showed up. I really was good. I felt great. And I lost about 40 pounds, it seems to me. I'm not sure. It could have been 30 pounds, 40 pounds. And I attracted a really cool girlfriend. And my hair was brown back then, but she really likes that hair. she, she said it was brown. And I looked like a pirate. But she liked it. But I had character. I was alive. And so we were going out and shoot, we were doing really well. She helped me move into my new apartment, from my kid's house, and all that was all excellent. We're going through my life, that was in storage, looking through all the little notebooks and stuff. That was great stuff. And then one day she lied to me about something, and it broke my heart. And she didn't have a chance of talking her way out of it. I knew something. And so she broke my heart. And guess what I did to her? I ate every plate of spaghetti that I ever skipped. I ate hot fudge cream puffs, for dessert. I bought donuts by the box and ate them all. I just showed her, man. I call it refatted. I refatted in a minute, but it wasn't the fat. I don't know exactly where the headaches come from, but they came back. It took a month for them to come back. It was funny. They stopped the day that I quit eating all the bad stuff. After one day, stopped completely. And then when I started eating the bad stuff, it took probably maybe I was feeling it coming. I could feel a little discomfort here and there. There's a lot of symptoms involved with it. But by the time a month was up, I was sick again. So I got back on the diet, and and not the diet, a diet, and it's a elimination of uh, sugar and processed foods like we've been taught to eat, and this stuff is not good for us. And anyways, that's when I lost 85 pounds, and of course that girlfriend was gone. But it's kind of fun. I still have people around me now. It's like I get a big kick out of that. But anyways, this is getting to be a long video. But uh, nowadays when I want snacks at nighttime, when I want snacks at nighttime, I don't think of cake. I tell people I quit eating cake to save my feet because that's what happens when you get diabetes. Sometimes they start clipping off parts. I don't like that because I travel a lot. I ride on my electric unicycle, and sometimes people get a kick out of that. But there's so much to this. But anyways, we'll talk about it some more, and that's all I'll bother you with today. And there's some really great nuts and oils and seeds that really do good for us. And one of I'll give you a couple number ones: olive oil, what do you call it? First first press virgin olive oil. Take a tablespoon in the morning and one at night. Just do it, and that'll maybe help you get away from sugar. But another one is avocado. You know, don't be afraid to eat, a couple avocados a week because they do so many positive things. But then you got to just keep adding on. You got to add on good things to eliminate the bad things, and um, you can do it. And you do like me, like people ask me, they say, "How old are you?" I ride by them on my electric unicycle and got the shirt on and the hair is flying, and they say, "How old are you?" I said, "I'm 78," and I've had couples look at each other and they go, "He's 78," like they're 75 and they're already holding on to each other. They love each other, but sometimes they just you need to support, you know. And my legs are straight. I mean, when I walk and stuff, it's like, gosh, people like that, people your age don't get up that easy. There I just hopped up out of the chair and see I can move around. My legs aren't hurting, man. I've been sitting there for 45 minutes. So like when you do that at dinner, you'll see the old people get up, and I call it grandpa noises. And then you got to take a minute. It only takes a minute for your legs to straighten out, but alpha lipoic acid and type 2 collagen and that stuff just settles in and starts making it all better. So, love you. Goodbye. Subscribe, please, or give me a like if you can help it, and send me a question if you got a question. Any question, I don't care.